Hello my dear students, welcome to computer science class. In our previous video classes, we have seen the program to sort the elements of the array. Since the program was a bit confusing, now here in this video, let me show you how to do the swapping and I'll explain the program to sort the elements of the array once again with a different input. So the basic logic to understand the swapping how to perform is, let us consider the size of the array to be as 2. When we consider the size of the array as 2 here, it means that we have 2 elements. So the 2 elements are 20 and 10 here, wherein 20 is been placed at the location 0 and 10 is placed at the location 1, and subsequently we have the subscript as a of 0 is holding the value 20 and a of 1 is holding the value 10. Now the question here is, we need to swap in the sense we need to exchange these values. That means at a of 0 I should bring this 10 at this location, and at the first location I should bring this 20 at this particular location. See, when we insert the values 20 at 0th location and 10 at first location, how the representation will be there in the computer at, this is the array known as A, and at 0th location 20 will be placed and at the first location 10 will be placed. Now here our task is to exchange these values. Now here we are exchanging these values or interchanging these values by making use of the third variable known as the temp. By using the third variable known as temp. Now here we are going to exchange these values based upon the condition that we are sorting this in terms of the ascending order. Like this, we are just checking the condition. If a of 0 is greater than a of 1, that means if 20, a of 0 means I am actually referring to the value, isn't it? So if a of 0 in the sense, if 20 is greater than a of 1 in the sense, what is there in a of 1? 10. If 20 is greater than 10, then we need to exchange this because we want it in a sorted order, that too in the ascending order. Okay, so as per this, the condition satisfies. Once the condition satisfies, what is the first step is, I need to remove this 20 from this particular location and place it in a temporary variable known as a temp. I have taken a variable known as temp here, which stands for temporary. So when I write this particular statement, that means it is an assignment statement. Whatever is there in the a of 0, I am moving into a variable known as temp. When I perform this, instruction will be executed. In the computer memory, what happens? Whatever the value is there in the a of 0, now this is a of 0, this is a of 1 and this is temporary variable. Whatever is there in a of 0 is getting moved in a variable known as temp. That is what is this particular statement mean. Okay, so here let me just revise it. So here we have an array of 2 elements. Okay, this is a of 0 is holding the value 20, a of 1 is holding the value 10. So we are going to sort this particular array based upon the ascending order. So when this particular allotment is done for this particular array in the computer memory, this is how we can see. At 0th location 20 is being placed, at first location 10 is being placed. I am going to exchange these values based upon a condition. What is that condition? If a of 0 is greater than a of 1. As per this, if 20 is greater than 10, then we need to exchange the values. And how I am exchanging the values? By making use of a third variable known as temporary. Okay, so what is the first step? I am just vacating this particular value 20. I am placing into the a variable known as temp. When I place this 20 in the temp variable, so what is the instruction that I am going to write? How I should write? That a of 0 should move in the temp. A of 0 should move in the temp. So when this particular action is performed, so whatever the content is there in the 0th location will be moved in a temporary variable. Now next step is what? Now this 20 I have moved in temporary variable. The next, here we got it as empty. Therefore 10 has to be moved into this particular location. 10 has to move in this particular location, isn't it? So how to write that? So whatever is there, 10, whatever is there in A of 1 will be moved to the A of 0. So therefore this is the statement how I have written here. Whatever the contents is there in A of 1 should be moved in A of 0. Now look at here, when this particular value is moved, here this has become empty. So whatever the value is there in the A of 1 is getting moved in the A of 0. After getting moved, this is how the array we will get. That is 10 is placed here. Okay. Then the value of whatever is there here, it is removed. Actually it will be there. The contents will be rewritten actually. Now here you come, see, at this particular point what happens, whatever is there in the 1 is getting moved in the 0th location. When it is getting moved in the 0th location, here also the value remains. Okay, since it is a variable, so the contents will be rewritten at this particular location. Okay, so 10 is getting moved into this particular location. Therefore 10 has been placed here. Next step is what? Whatever is there in the temp is holding 20. 20 has to be moved into this particular location. So how do I write the statement? Whatever temp is equal to, that is A of 1. So whatever is there in the right hand side variable will move the value into the left hand side. So therefore 20 is getting moved into this particular first location. So once after the exchange, you can see here the 20 is also holding, temporary is also holding 20, 1 is also holding 20, as well as 0 is holding what? 10. Because after the exchange of these particular values, this is how we get an array. A of 0 is holding 10 and A of holding 20. This is how we can interchange the values, okay, with the help of the third variable. The same logic we have studied in one of the program in the control statements. We have studied this, isn't it? And then here also, in case of sorting, depending upon the positions of elements, we need to exchange the values. Now here comes the program, that is to sort the elements of the array. Already previously we have discussed the same program. Okay, so let us see with the different input here. So this is the logic. See, herein I have taken two looping statements. The previous swapping, what I have explained you, is just exchange with the two values. So there was no need for looping statement or something like that. Directly I was referring to A of 0 and directly I was taking the A of 1. But since here we have more than two values, okay, we just took the for loop, that is I, in order to traverse, in order to visit each and every location, to traverse the entire array, I have taken the for loop, that is I loop I have taken. And to compare the values, I have taken another looping structure, that is J. Okay. Now let us understand this one. So initially I is pointing to the first location. I is pointing to this location. According to this array, what is the size of the n? N is 4. If n is 4, definitely its range lies between from 0 to n minus 1, that is 0 to 3 it is there. So therefore A of 0 is holding 70, A of 1 is holding 10 and A of 2 is holding 100 and A of 3 is holding 20. So I is pointing to the first location, and check here whether 1 is less than the 4. Whether 1 is less than 4, yes, the condition is true. On satisfying this for loop, we are going to execute this particular next for loop. So initially J is pointing to the 0th location. Okay, and as per this, J should be less than n minus I. Look at here, what do you mean by n minus I? So 0, right now the current value of J is 0. 0 should be less than n minus I. What is the n value? 4. 4 minus I. I, what is the current value? 1. So 4 minus 1, that is 3. So j should be less than 3. That is, j value is 0. 0 should be less than 3. Yes, the condition satisfied. On satisfying this particular condition, we are going to compare the two values, that is whatever is there in a of j as well as a of j plus 1. So therefore, you should remember the first looping structure is being taken in order to traverse from one location to the another, and the second looping structure is taken to compare the values. Okay, now here and you can see, if a of j is greater than a of j plus 1, on satisfying this condition, we need to swap. So previously we had only two values, therefore I was referring to subscript directly, that is a of 0 and a of 1 I was referring for. But here we are referring this one based upon the location, looping structure I have used, that is j looping structure I have used. Based upon that, we need to write the statement. Now for this, it is a of 0, this is a of 1. So all the time, instead of referring to the values here as 0 and 1, just replace it with the looping structure, that is j. Okay, so on satisfying this condition, if a of j is greater than a of j plus 1, whatever is there in a of j is moving into a third variable known as temporary variable. The same logic what I have explained just with the previous slide, the same explanation here also. If the value is greater, whatever is there in this particular location is being moved in a variable known as temp. After that, so this whatever the a of 1 is holding the value should come at this particular location. Therefore, what content is there in a of j is getting moved in the a of, what is there in a of j plus 1 is getting moved in the a of j. Finally, what value is there in the third variable, that is temporary, should move to this particular location. Therefore, what is there in the temporary is being moved into the a of j plus 1. So this is how the logic is being written for the sorting. Now let us consider here the four values, that is 70, 10, 100 and 20. Okay. Now let us proceed with the sorting. As per the looping statement, I is pointing to 1, 1 is less than 4, 4 in the sense that is the value of n I am referring to, and I plus plus. J is equals to 0, 0 is less than 3 as I have explained here, and j plus plus. See, on satisfying this condition, we are executing the next true part of this for loop is j loop. So therefore, we are checking the condition here. Here also the condition satisfies. On satisfying this condition, we are executing the true part of this for loop, that is if statement. If a of j, as we know j is pointing at 0th location, okay, this would be what? J plus 1. Definitely it will be j plus 1. J plus 1, how I am referring to? 0 plus 1. J is currently pointing at 0, right? 0 plus 1 in the sense that is 1. Therefore, j plus 1 is pointing at the first location. Now compare. If a of j is greater than a of j plus 1, that is a of j in the sense that is a of 0, correct? No? So a of j plus 1 is what? A of 1. So 70, since it is a subscript, we need to always refer to the value. 70 is greater than 10. Yes, the condition is true. On satisfying this condition, we need to swap these values. We need to exchange these values. How to exchange the values? Whatever the content is there in this particular location should move to the temporary variable. Therefore, a of j, that is 70, is getting moved into the temporary variable. After that, what is there in a of j plus 1 should come into the a of 0. Therefore, whatever is there in a of j plus 1 is getting moved into a of j. So, 10 is there in a of j plus 1. It is being moved into a of j, that is a of 0. After that, whatever was there in the third variable, that is temporary, should move in the a of j plus 1. When this particular swapping takes place, okay, we get a new array after exchanging as 10, 70, 100 and 20. This is how the sorting or the swapping takes place. After that, what happens? J gets incremented. Remember, always the inner loop gets incremented first on not satisfying the inner loop. That means if the inner loop condition, if it is fails, then only the outer loop will get incremented. Now still the condition satisfies for the inner loop, we need to check. So j gets incremented. Once the j gets incremented, coming to the second iteration, I value remains as it is because we didn't increment the I value. So I is equals to 1. As per this, 1 is less than 4 and I plus plus. Here still the condition satisfies. Now coming to the j got incremented. So j is equals to 1. So 1 is less than 3. How did we get this 3? That is n minus I. This remains the same. So 1 is less than 3. Yes, the condition is true. On satisfying this condition, we need to start comparing. Now j is pointing to the first location in the sense, because j we have incremented. Before the j was pointing to 0th location, since we have incremented, j will start pointing to the first location. If j is pointing to the first location, definitely j plus 1 will point to the very next location. You can also calculate and check. So current value of j is what, children? 1. So 1 plus 1, if you substitute, it will become 2. So therefore j plus 1 will be start pointing at the second position. I hope you are able to understand. Now on satisfying this particular condition, 1 is less than 3, we need to compare the two values which is there in a of j as well as a of j plus 1. According to this, j is pointing here and j plus 1 is pointing at this particular location. So herein what happened? Here we got actually a sorted array. We are not referring, this is an old array. Here we need to refer. So as per this, a of j is holding what? 70. 70 is greater than 100. We need to check here. 70 is greater than 100 because this is the j position and this is what is the j plus 1. This is the old one. So this is j plus 1. So herein j 70 is greater than 100. Condition is false. Since the condition is false, children, we are not executing these set of statements. Okay, only on satisfying this condition, we need to enter into the loop. Now since the condition is failed, again it control goes back to the j loop and j gets incremented. Once the j gets incremented, definitely the j will start pointing at the second location. J will start pointing at this particular location. Let us move on to the next slide here. Yes, look at the third iteration. So when we come at the third iteration, j was previously incremented. So therefore you can see here j is pointing at this particular location. So j is pointing at this particular location in the. So herein j is pointing to this location in the sense, definitely j plus 1 will point to the very next location. So I loop remains as it is. Nowhere we have incremented the I loop. So I loop I have written as it is. Coming to the j is pointing to the second location. We need to check this particular condition. 2 is less than 3. Yes, the condition satisfies. On satisfying this condition, again we should start comparing. So a of j is pointing at this location. So that is what? A of j in the sense 100. 100 is greater than a of j plus 1. You can see how did I get the 3 here. How j plus 1 is pointing at third location in the sense j value is 2 plus 1. So 3. Therefore j plus 1 is pointing to third location. So what content is there in the j, that is j plus 1, that is 20. Now we need to compare whether 100 is greater than 20. Yes, the condition is true. On satisfying this particular condition, we need to swap. When we are swapping here, whatever the content is there in a of j should move in the temporary variable. Therefore, a of j is moving in the temporary variable. And whatever the content is there in a of j plus 1 should move in the a of j. So, what content is there in j plus 1 is getting moved in the a of j according to the statement. Then whatever is there in the third variable temp should move in the a of, that is j plus 1. So as per this, we get a new array here, that is 10, 70, 20 and 100. Now this one iteration was to exchange this particular values. Understood? So after this, what happened, children? Again j gets incremented. Remember, until this j condition fails, I loop we are not incrementing. So therefore j gets incremented. Once the j gets incremented, at the fourth iteration what happens? I loop I retain as it is. Okay, because we didn't increment anything. So j we will check. Now once a j gets incremented, j will automatically point to the third location. So j is equal to 3. 3 is less than 3 as per the condition. 3 is less than 3. The condition fails. Once the condition fails, j loop, again we are incrementing the I loop. Therefore I gets incremented. When I gets incremented, definitely here it is pointing to 1, means because I gets incremented, definitely it will start pointing at the second location. So at this location I gets pointing. Now coming to the fifth iteration, so by the time we got an array here as 10, 70, 20 and 100. See, when we come back to the I looping structure, again we are reinitializing. Let me show the code here. When I gets incremented, we are coming at this particular location. I is equal to 2. 2 is less than 4 because the size of n was 4. 2 is less than 4. Yes, the condition satisfies. On satisfying this particular I loop, we are executing the next statement. Therefore, here j will get reinitialized to 0. J will start at its iteration right from the 0th location. So herein, as per the statement here, since I is equal to 2, 2 is less than 4, yes, and condition satisfies, I plus I have written. On satisfying this condition, j got reinitialized. So therefore again j is pointing at the 0th location. If j is pointing at this location, definitely j plus 1 is pointing at this location. Am I right? Now herein, j should be less than n minus I. What is the size of n? That is 4 minus 2. What is the current location? What is the current position of I? That is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. So 0, because right now j value is 0. 0 is less than 2. Yes, the condition satisfies. On satisfying this condition, we need to start comparing these two values. So if a of j is greater than a of j plus 1, what is there in a of j? 10. 10 is greater than 70. The condition is false. Because the condition is false, which loop we need to increment? The innermost loop. So j gets incremented. So once the j gets incremented, definitely j will start pointing to the first location. Now let us see here the sixth iteration, students. So herein we got the new array 10, 70, okay, then 20 and 100. J is pointing at this location, right? So I remains as it is now again. So j is equal to 1. So 1 should be less than 2. How we got here 2? I have explained here. So 1 should be less than 2. After on satisfying this condition, we need to start comparing these two values. So whatever is there in a of j, j is pointing to the first location. Then means whatever is there in a of 1 should be, if it is greater than a of 2, because 1 plus 1, so it becomes 2. Therefore a of j plus 1 is pointing to the second location. So as per this, if whether 70 is greater than 20, yes, the condition is true. On satisfying this condition, whatever the content is there in this location should move into the temporary variable, and whatever the value is there in j plus 1 should move into this particular location, that is a of j. That is what has been written here, and whatever is there, the value in the temporary variable should move back to the a of j plus 1. So after this, we get a new array, that is 10, 20, because 20 and 70 we were exchanging, right? So we get 10, 20, 70 and 100. After this, j gets incremented. Once the j gets incremented to the 7th iteration, what happens here? I remains as it is. I is equal to 2, 2 less than 4, I plus plus. J becomes 2. J start pointing to the second location because it was incremented. So if j is pointing to the second location, as per the condition, 2 is less than 2, children, the condition fails. On condition fail, we are incrementing the outer loop, that is I loop we are incrementing. When we increment the I loop, let us see the 8th iteration. We shall see the 8th iteration in the new slide here. Yes, the same thing I have repeated here. Once the I is incremented, I will start pointing at the third location. So if I is pointing to the third location, as per the condition, I should be less than the n. Yes, the condition satisfies. Since the I got incremented, isn't it we need to re-initialize the j? So once we re-initialize the j will start again pointing at the 0 location. So as per this, j is equals to 0. And what is this 0 less than 1? This is j actually should be less than n minus I. What is the n value? 4 minus I. What is the current value of I? That is 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1. Therefore, the current value of j is 0. 0 should be less than 1. Yes, the condition is true. On satisfying this condition, we need to start comparing these two values. So herein, if a of j is greater than a of j plus 1, definitely if this is j plus 1 will be the next element. Therefore, 10 is greater than 20. No, the condition false. Once the condition false, j gets incremented. Once the j gets incremented, I remains as it is. I remains as it is. So j is equal to 1 and check the condition. Whether 1 is less than 1, the condition fails. I gets incremented. When I gets incremented, I will take the position, I will start taking the value 4, because previously I was pointing to the second location. Since it is getting incremented means I will hold the value 4 as per the given condition. What it is, I is equals to 4. As per here, 4 is less than 4 because n value is 4, isn't it? I should be less than n. 4 is less than 4, the condition fails. So once this outer loop is also failed, that is I loop also failed, then we get a new sorted array wherein the elements would be 10, 20, 70 and 100. So this is how we get the array in the sorted order, that is in the ascending order. I hope children, now you have clearly understood the swapping technique plus the program that is to sort the elements of the array. So please do try with the different set of input values children. Thank you. Take care of yourself.